There's no doubt that Christopher Borgly's new film, The Drama, is the film of the moment, starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, who both deliver some excellent performances. And I spoke a few days ago about my admiration for Borgly's career so far with the brilliant Sick of Myself and the still very good but not quite as brilliant Dream Scenario. But obviously, I was quite excited for this film, and I have to say that for the most part, I do think it really lives up to what I was expecting from it. It's another really dark comedy with some fascinating social commentary, and I like in particular, as with Borgly's other films, how willing it is to really challenge an audience in a way that reminds me at times of Lars von Trier, although Borgly is challenging his audience from a very different angle than von Trier does. For the most part, I really liked this film. I did find Daniel Pemberton's score maybe a little bit repetitive by the end, and I do think that it suffers a little bit from failing to explore some of its ideas as thoroughly as it maybe should, especially considering how it's wielding them almost as weaponry against the audience. But I also really respect how daring and cynical Borgly is able to be, while here actually challenging himself to try to accept his characters more than he has in the past. I think in the past he's been quick to brush his characters off as unlikable and spends most of his films making fun of them, but here he does seek to interrogate them in a more deep way, and I think that the results you get from that are fascinating, even if some audience members will probably reject the film entirely just because of how challenging that can be. It's a daring film, but I'm not sure how in love I am with the editing and the narrative structure personally. I found that a little bit abrasive and it felt kind of needless at times in terms of how that was trying to be challenging. Outside of the intentional confusion of the structure, I was mostly really impressed with this film. The two performances in the lead are fantastic. I think Robert Pattinson once again is proving how brilliant of an actor he is. He is clearly one of the best actors currently working. And I think Borgly here, even more than previously, is able to find a great balance between his cringe comedy that he loves so much and the really dark elements of his films. I feel like it's the kind of film that is going to divide audiences, and it's going to come down to how willing audience members are to play ball with Borgly. But I think that those who are willing to fight back against the film a little bit will find themselves really rewarded by what is a very funny, excellently acted, and really frantic film.